All right, guys, so here in the top right, that is, of course, going to be innovation. And down here on the bottom left is ZEST. Now, innovation, like I said, has been known as a standard Terran for a long time, but he has been throwing in a lot of different builds, a lot of like crazy plays, proxying, and really just adapting his style. And I think in some ways it's helping him, but also sometimes it feels like it hurts him. We'll see kind of where he wants to go with this. Now, StarCraft's core is going down for ZEST as he is going to expand behind this. I'm trying to be annoying as possible with this probe. Pretty standard Protoss stuff. And finally, innovation, getting that CC down. Now, behind this is going to be a reactor, and we're going to see innovation kind of doing what we saw TY doing in the previous series. Getting up that mass Marines, potentially going into a quick third. Just to keep going from there. Now, it is going to be Stargate coming out from ZEST. Jakanatha, definitely one of those bigger maps. And I think if any map you were to get greedy, this would be the map to do it. But it does look like it is going to be the 3 racks opening from innovation, which will allow him to be aggressive if he wants to, as well as be defensive if he needs to, especially against a player like ZEST, who is just super strong and can be super aggressive. Adept for ZEST is going to shade in. Doesn't complete the shade, I don't think, but just wants to scout, see, if he can get in, if there's anything he can do. Reaper. Not able to get anything done, unfortunately. As the Oracle here for ZEST going to be making his way in. There are a handful of Marines, but he's actually going to be moving out the wrong way here. Kind of unfortunate there. 3, 4 SCVs do go down. 5. And ZEST definitely getting some damage done now. Ugh. 7 SCVs. We do see the Marines for innovation pushing across the map. There are only 2 adapts at home to defend against us, as ZEST has taken a third. And gonna get on top of the Zealots. We'll eventually be able to take those out. The second Oracle does pop, and looks like he's gonna keep it alive somehow. And innovation definitely trying to retaliate as much as possible. Getting the 2 kills was okay, but overall not looking that great for innovation, as he's going to continue to try to push across with this. Now, given that he is kind of forcing ZEST into a defensive position at the moment, this will allow him to build up his SCVs, allow him to get into that factory and stuff like that. But with the 3 Oracles out for ZEST, it's very, very tough. Yeah, and ZEST just going to be able to move across now with those 3 Oracles. The Marines are looking to get on top of this. Will he be able to actually see this in time? No, they're just going to pass each other. And I think at the moment, ZEST is pretty well defended. Innovation doesn't really have anything at home. He does have a couple of Marines, which will actually with Stim be able to take care of 2 of the, just 1 of the Oracles. Now this is kind of good for innovation. This will allow at least not as much probe kills wise, but 6 probes do go down. Eventually 3 SCVs fall with the Marines there. And yeah, I mean, Zest is doing a really good job. Unfortunately, Innovation trying to get the damage done in places, but not able to at all. Losing a total of 32 Marines so far and 10 SCVs. He is finally getting that starport up, adding on additional barracks and just trying to get upgrades and get things going, but it is looking very tough for the Terran right now. Alrighty, so the Oracle's still being a threat to Innovation. He does have the Marines here, and he finally does have the missile turrets down. Oh, he delays that again. But we'll see. I mean, Innovation is trying to build up, but fortunately, ZEST is not letting him do anything at this point. Marines out on the map, trying to just find some kind of damage, but it does look like Innovation wants to push. He's got +1 armor on the way, while an Immortal and a Twilight Council, or excuse me, Twilight Archives will be coming through. Blink just not finishing up for ZEST as Innovation wants to push down to this third base and try to shut down the most economic route here, but does he actually just go towards the main, though? Looks like that's going to be the case, as we do see Innovation trying to find to the main, but oh, disaster on top of everything as he blinks forward with the Stalkers. Yeah, we'll pick off the Cybernetics core, so that's good. Won't allow him to make any more Stalkers for the moment, as it is going to be heavy into the Zealots. Even getting the detection here from ZEST could be pretty crucial. Charge is almost finished up for ZEST, as he is getting more Immortals. He's just trying to build everything back up. Does have another Cybernetics core building, adding on those additional gateways. Storm on the way and charge, but it looks like Innovation ready to push into this. Force fields do go down, separating this army. The Widowmine shots are okay, eliminating a lot of the Zealots here. But the army of Innovation starting to thin out just a little bit. Beautiful blink backs, missing onto the Widow Mines. It looks like Innovation starting to pull forward with the help of the shield batteries and the overcharge, though. It looks like Innovation slowly starting to fall behind. Additional warping of these Stalkers come in and will blink forward and will force Innovation back. Now, Innovation very heavy into the medevac count. He is sitting at like 10 medevacs right now, 8 medevacs in total, which is a lot of his supply. And we see Zest just kind of going into Archon, Seam still going into the Zealot, and really just trying to build up a force as Innovation wants to keep pushing across with this. He is sending some SCVs with us to potentially throw up some bunkers, try to get in a really defensive position. The Widowmine shot's going to be going through once again, trying to push forward, going into the natural. More Zealots going to get warped in. Not going to be enough, but actually we'll push Innovation back for the time being. Storm is done, though, and we're going to start seeing that come into effect as Innovation taking a blunt of that force. Trying to get on top of this army, but just so back and forth right now. Alright. Innovation just trying to kite this back as much as possible. The blink from the Stalkers gonna be alright. The Immortals helping out quite a bit as well. A lot of the medevacs are starting to get low on energy. as well as low on HP, as we see the soccer starting to kind of blink forward and try to take care of the medevacs. Now blue just stemming across the map. Looks like, you know, wanting to go into the main base, onto the main base here with the warp in of the High Templar. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know if Innovation's going to be able to handle it. GG. And there we go. Game number 1. ZEST taking game number 1 there in a pretty good fashion. I mean, those Oracle's getting a lot of damage, getting 7 kills just in that first kind of Oracle itself, and then continuing to push in, continuing to deal the damage. Innovation trying to go across and deal the damage, and not necessarily all in, but just trying to keep that aggression up just did not work for him. So we'll find out here in game number 2. Can Inno tie things up? Oh, we see ZEST push ahead. It is going to be on Romance's side, so we'll see. Definitely could be a good map for Blink. Good map for tanks. Should be good. All right, guys, the map is loading in. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alrighty, without further ado, here in the top left-hand corner of the map, give it up for the blue Terran. It is Innovation. And in the bottom right, in the red as the Protoss pieces, give it up. It is ZEST. Alrighty, so game number 2. I'm excited to see it. We've seen ZEST kind of go into this Stargate style play, into like a very heavy, I want to say like a Zealot Archon kind of style. He did throw in a lot of Stalkers with Blink, so maybe he does something like that again, but we'll see. It is a shorter map, so something like that Marine push could be a little bit more effective on this side. I think Innovation was really just trying to play on the extensive of the map, and what I mean by that is because Jagannatha is so big, because the rush distance is so long, that potentially he was hoping to catch off ZEST, saying, you know what, maybe I can macro this out, I can get a quick third base, I can do all of these things because of the distance. But ended up not working out that great for Innovation, unfortunately. So CC coming down for Innovation, and behind this it is going to be a Marine. No reactor as of yet, as we do see actually Innovation going into the factory play. There we go. Marine looking around, seeing if there's any proxies coming out from ZEST. There is none. And it's going to be an Adept opening from ZEST. See that Twilight Council, so no Stargate. And yeah, I mean, if you're ZEST, first game went really well for the Protoss, and you just kind of sit back and you think, you know, maybe I don't have to, I can, you know, just change it up a little bit. I don't have to go super aggressive. Feeling pretty confident against Inno altogether. Adept is going to be coming over. We'll see the Marine. And Innovation trying to go across with the Hellions, and you know, behind this he's going to go into a Widowmine draw. Try to throw ZEST off. We've seen this, you know, TY use this where he, I mean, Maru uses this as well. A lot of Terrans use it, but it's basically just wanting to keep the pressure onto the front and try to come in and get some damage done with the Widow Mines, either in the main base or, you know, potentially just the natural, forcing the Protoss to basically have to respond to it, and then coming in with the Hellions behind. So we will see. Widow Mines are on the way, as the Hellions going to go ahead and sit back for the time being, waiting for their time to shine. And, you know, I think ZEST kind of already has an idea what is to come. Stalker's going to get in position. And yeah, going to get right on top of the medevac. One mine does go down. Second mine looking to potentially burrow down as well. Another Widow Mine drop, though, coming out from Innovation. There we go. Only getting 2 probe kills, though. Nothing too great. Actually going to be scouted, though. Blinking forward. Almost gets it. No, he does get it. One Widow Mine does go out. Unfortunate there for Innovation. And now we're going to see this push across the map. Stalkers blinking forward. We do have the Warp Prism with a single Adept in it. 10 probe kills, though. Wow. Eventually gets taken care of, though. So now ZEST going to push probably into the main, I would say. He does have blink, so he's going to be able to do that. There we go, blinking forward, and GG's. And Innovation just not able to get it. So there we go, ZEST takes game number 2 there pretty handedly. And there we go, so ZEST up 2-0, 1 win away from facing TY in the finals. He's going to be on Lightshade, and it's unfortunate because Innovation is showing, I guess, some of these really good plays. He has some good control and some really cool ideas with the second Widow Mine drop coming in, but unfortunately, just not able to get it out. I mean, it's been scouted out, and ZEST with the Blink Stalkers just cutting down that second Widow Mine drop has been unfortunate. So game number 3, fresh start on Lightshade. We'll see, can Innovation make a comeback here? Can he somehow get the victory, or will ZEST 3-0 him? Let's find out. Alrighty guys, without further ado, here in the bottom right, in the blue, give it up for the Terran player. It is Innovation. And on the top left, in the red, it's the Protoss player known as ZEST. All right, so ZEST has been in a really good, I guess a really good position, right? His builds have just been on top of everything, and you know, ZEST and the Innovation have played each other. They've been around for a long time, and when you've played a certain person for, you know, as long as they have, you start kind of picking up on what they like to do. And you know, obviously the metas change, so sometimes the player styles change, but sometimes you just have to play the player. And right now I feel like ZEST has been doing that. He's just been doing these really strong builds. He's reading really well kind of what Innovation is wanting to do, and I don't want to say that he's countering it, but he's just doing a really good job of defending altogether and then able to get the counterattacks going through. So game number 3, you know, ZEST is up 2-0. He's gonna go ahead and proxy a pylon down here. I'd be interested to see, does he just do a gateway? Is he gonna do a robotics facility? Or will we see a Stargate play now? Either one could be viable. We could see him go into like a massive depth style. It's gonna be a gateway, so he's gonna go into this 3-gate style of play. He's got warp gate on the way. It could be good. It should be a depths, which will be really nice because Innovation has been kind of going for these weird builds, I want to say. I mean, they're standard now, I guess, or at least that's what the Terrans have been doing a lot as far as meta wise. But they're weird in the sense that sometimes they don't have the most strong units. You know, we've seen Innovation go into this kind of mass marine style. Marines don't do that well against adepts, especially in low numbers. And there's the second gateway, or third gateway. So it is going to be adepts. With the warp prism, which I imagine we will see here very shortly, it's just going to allow him to be aggressive, not only in the natural, but move into the main, throw in maybe a couple of zealots as a countermeasure, and just continue to onslaught here. So Innovation needs to be careful for this attack. Now there is a tank on the way, which will help out with this tremendously, as well as he is adding on more of those Marines, but will it be out in time? The ZEST coming in with the adepts will be able to kill off a single SCV. Going to start working on to the depots. We'll force some, he's going to force some SCVs out, but looks like he's going to be okay with just one. But he has to be careful too. This tank could siege up on the high ground, which it looks like it is going to, and that will allow him to have a little bit of an okay time. You know, second tank is on the way. We do have ZEST actually supply blocked here. Both players are actually. Twilight Council is going to go down, which will allow him to go into Glaives if he wants to. Go into Blink, maybe. And yeah, ZEST smartly pulling back. He's already delayed the mining here from Innovation. He's killed off a couple of depots. He's more than okay. Raven on the way for the Terran. Behind this is just going to be Blink, Zealots, a couple of sentries, and just going to start seeing ZEST expand out, start getting more and more production up and running. And he's in an okay position. He doesn't have to worry too much. He's already delayed the economy of Innovation enough. And with the adepts, he's going to be able to keep an eye on kind of the army here of Innovation. Alright, stalkers are out. Yeah, I mean, he's doing a really good job. I would imagine maybe he comes down here and blinks in, but we'll find out. Robotics facility follow-up. And with that third base up and running, does allow him to just get some more minerals and really kind of get productive with that. Gonna throw down the Templar archives behind all of this, and once again, this shade's gonna go down. Just keeping an eye on it. There we go with 2 tanks down, and with the Raven, he really can't just move in here. He has to be very careful on how he attacks us. And I do like ZEST is scouting a little bit with the adepts, just trying to see kind of where everything is at. Right behind this storm on the way, charge as well. And yeah, I mean, innovation just trying to build up a bio force, getting the Raven energy and getting out mines. And I think after he gets the mines, he can really kind of start pushing back. But also at the same time, he has to be careful against what ZEST is really trying to do here. Yeah, there he goes. And I think that's kind of really what ZEST is waiting for. We see them move out now. It's going to get scouted. Going to try to focus down. Oh no. Doing a pretty good job trying to focus down onto the mines. We'll eventually get pushed back, and innovation finally going to be able to take that third base. War Prism is going to load in a few High Templar, and with the storm finishing up, this will allow him to actually be a little bit more aggressive into the storm on top of this army of innovations. Now, innovation has been playing into these really tight choke spots, forcing his army up together. Oh, this could be huge. Dap's gonna get into the natural, kills off a couple of units, nothing too big. And yeah, now he's just gonna go across and attack. Do some storm drops. Yeah, not bad. Ghost on the way. Shockwave going to be upgraded as well. I mean, innovation wants to attack into this, right? He wants to shut this down, but he also has to be careful because his army is so fragile to those storms that he has to be careful with this. Zealot and Stalker coming through for ZEST now. And this is really where he wants the attack to be. He wants innovation to be clumped up. He wants, these big attacks to happen so that he can storm and just demolish this army. We are going to see a run by behind this as well, but innovation looking, I don't know, he's just kind of playing defensive at this point. Ooh, beautiful storm's going to go down. Anti-armor missile falls as well. Same time, there is a nice little counterattack into the natural here of innovation. Able to kill off another 13, 15, 16, 18 probes, or SCVs, excuse me. And we do see the scan coming out. Anti-armor missile fading off of the army of ZEST. And yeah, I mean, slowly innovation starting to push across the map. He's got the mines, he's got the tanks. He wants to go down to this fourth base location and potentially shut it down, but ooh, another anti-armor missile does go down, as well as a couple of EMPs. We do see Storm coming through, actually able to kill off a lot of Innovation's army, weakening it quite a bit, but ZEST still cannot fully attack into this. He's going to try to go for a little bit of a wraparound. Same time, Zealot's going into the third base, going to be able to pick up on a lot of the army here. Fourth base for ZEST will go down, but here comes so many of those Zealots. Scan does go down. Beautiful disruptor shot, killing off a lot of the army, and GG as ZEST just able to demolish and destroy Innovation there with those disruptors. Does take the victory.